And, all right, we got a 2-hour delay. You know what happened to me on Friday?
What's that?
I have no idea.
I'm going to tell you, and this is after the show. So I'm sitting here doing my work, right?
Yeah.
I'm sitting here doing, getting the radio ready for the weekend, putting everyone's shows in place for when we're not here. And Glenn R.J. Willett comes in the room and says, "Can you let us upstairs?" Glenn goes up and he works upstairs at the station. You see him there all the time, right? Which any of these producers can do upstairs at Manchester Public Television. So I guess you guys all know Rich Girard, who is a school board at large. He has a program. He's a producer upstairs, and he had forgot his glasses, I guess, from the night before.
Oh, Rich forgot his glasses?
Right. So I kindly let them in, and I went to put on the lights. He was already in there. He went through the door that says, "Do not enter," and it says, "I guess they're not here." And I said, "Well, let me put the lights on, and we'll find them." And he didn't want anything to do with me.
Oh, of course not.
No, he just didn't want anything to do with me. And here I am being professional,
Right.
trying to help him find his glasses, because that's got to be awful, right? So
Oh,
I find his glasses, Ease.
oh wow.
I found him. Yeah.
Wow.
I found his
Nice
glasses.
of you to find it.
Well, thank you, Len.
Okay, great.
Thank you. No, really. And so then I finally give him his glasses. I said, "Hey, Rich, I found him." And it was the first time that, we made eye contact. And I just said, casually, I said, "Hey, how you doing?" Right? Like I would do for anybody. I say it to you, right? And then he sighs, says my name, and walks away. All right? Says my name, and then walks away. So I shut the lights off after finding Committeeman Girard's glasses.
Oh boy.
And
you found his glasses.
I know. So I find the glasses. That happened. So finally, I shut the lights up. I say, "What?" Because he said my name. I said, "What?" And he stands in front of me and looks at me and says, "If you were an honest man."
Wow.
That's how we started the conversation.
Oh boy.
Wow.
He says, "If you were an honest man." So immediately, I'm like, "Okay."
You didn't say anything?
Oh no, I said something. I said, I'm an honest man.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
And it had to do with the commentary on the radio of, I don't know, it was a few months back where he contacted a senior for an editorial that was done in the Little Green newspaper in Carroll, and he had contacted the young lady just to say he didn't agree with her editorial, if you will.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I guess that's. Am I right here?
Oh yeah.
All right. So I mean, I didn't even get into that, but he didn't like what we said, and then he turns to me as I'm coming back to down here to do my work. Didn't even say thank you, by the way, for finding his glasses.
Of course not.
And then he says, and this is what really got me, guys. This is what really got me.
Uh-oh.
He turns to me and he says, "You're lucky." He goes, "You libeled me." And he said, "You're lucky."
Really?
I'm a very lucky guy, Rich. Thank you. But he goes, "You're lucky I didn't come after you." He said, "You're lucky I didn't come after you."
Wow.
And I was like, "I didn't libel you. You're a public figure. We were talking about a story." And then he leaves. He's going down the stairs and he goes, "Well, that story," meaning I believe, meaning him contacting the girl at Central, had nothing to do with what happened 5 years ago. That's what he told me. Now, I'm standing at the door trying to come back in here.
He brought up his bad news.
He brought up he said it had nothing to do with it. And this is how I left it.
Makes sense.
And this is how I left it. Because, I mean, I was like, I'm not dealing with this. Who the hell are you? He goes, "That had nothing to do with what happened 5 years ago." And it hasn't quite been 5 years. We all know that, but almost. And it was the sexting scandal that he had. And that was, everything that was said on the radio was in the news. You just Google Richard H. Girard, and it's in the top two things that come up, the sexting scandal.
Right.
And you cannot, I don't understand the libel part of it, because it's all true story. It's a true story. Just because you don't like the news, you know what I mean, doesn't mean other people can't talk about it. And I don't know. I mean, if you're a politician out there, I'm going to tell you, This is, something like this would follow you around for the rest of your life. Sorry, it's going to be brought up time and time again. You know what I mean? It's a true story. It's not a fake story. It's a true story. You can look it up. I don't get it.
He doesn't like it.
I don't make decisions. It seems like this guy just blames everybody else for his poor decisions.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And here we have this guy, Richard H. Girard, sitting on the Manchester School Board. Unheard of. A sexting scandal. Well, what you gonna do? So, with that, that's all I'm going to talk about it. But I thought it was a strange run-in, because I haven't had too many run-ins with Comedian Girard. And I was just being pleasant. So, unfortunately... What's that, my friend?
Did he give Glenn a hard time, too?
No, Glenn was pretty much right there. Heard pretty much the whole thing. I mean, I don't know.
Boy.
I don't even mention the guy that much on the radio. When you pop up in the news because you're on the school board and you're contacting high school girls,
Yeah.
Whatever. You're the lucky guy, Rich. All right, I'm done.
I don't want to be your sister either.
Good morning, Peter.
How are you?
A little hot and bothered here.
I know,
What's going
right?
on over there?
I know. What a great... I like that song, though.
I know. I'm not going to... I will not ever mess with you, though.
Oh, it's not...
Ever.
No, there was nothing to be... He didn't really mess with me. He just said, I'm lucky that he didn't cut... And he brought your name up, too. So just to...
Oh, yeah, sure. Oh, yeah.
And then, here's the thing. And I don't want to talk about this guy all morning here. But... I will say, here's a guy who had a radio show, a little tiny radio show somewhere out in Goffstown or Penardville, and all he did was talk about people on the radio. That's all he did.
Mm-hmm.
Especially,
I never listened, so I'm not sure what he did. I wasn't a listener, but
no, I wasn't. But I'm going to tell you what he did. He did. He threw Alderman under the bus. He talked about Alderman Bill Barry in a disparaging way. He talked about Dan O'Neill in a disparaging way. It's just like, come on, enough's enough. Are you jealous because everyone thinks Dan O'Neill is a great guy? Well, I'll tell you what, he is a good guy. That's all you got to be is a good guy to make it in this city.
I've known that man for 40 years.
I don't know. It just bugs me. It bugs me for him to say that I was a lucky guy. That he didn't come after me. Like, what do you mean come after me? like come after, I'm coming after you. Like, who does that? I'm almost 50 years old. I've never had someone say, I'm going to come after you. I'm after you. Not since we were in the schoolyard or something. You know what I mean?
yeah. Well, I do.
And he brought up his own sexting scandal. It's like the guy brings up his own sexting scandal, and he said one story had nothing to do with the other, and all I told him was, it sure has a lot to do with your character. And that was how it ended.
As it should have ended.
Yeah, I was just trying to be professional and polite.
Yeah.
Yes, you were.
But
I hear you.
I don't know.